Hey everybody and welcome back to Split Couch Games. I'm Scott and I'm bringing you guys another Gears of War tutorial this week. My last tutorial was mostly just random clips strung together, and today I wanted to talk specifically about how to reset a shotgun fight when you're at a disadvantage. I don't plan on doing too many videos directly teaching gameplay mechanics, but for this video, being able to navigate cover is extremely important. Being able to slide into cover, move around the cover, and putting yourself back into cover quickly is the key to getting out of sticky situations. If you don't feel confident with your movement, take a few minutes and practice what I'm doing on screen in a private match. While I'm waiting for friends to get on, or while I'm watching a YouTube video, I'll load up a private match and work on movement for a few minutes, and trust me, it helps. I do usually play with a claw grip, which allows my index finger to use the face buttons and my thumb to always remain on the thumbstick. So I've decided to show you that you can do these maneuvers with just the thumb, controlling both the A button and the thumbstick. It's a little bit harder and you're not going to be quite as fast, but it is still doable. This first clip is a really good example of what I was talking about. I'm able to move around in cover, stay safe, and keep my camera focused on my enemy, and then I'm able to win the shotgun fight because of it. Now let's dig a little deeper into the clip. I take a lot of damage here and I have to figure out exactly where I'm going to go. I know that to the left is not a place that I can wall bounce to because of the way the cover works there, so I have only the block to my right. I was able to get to the far edge of the long side of the cover and then wrap around and then quickly get back into cover before the shot came, so I was able to avoid all the damage from the second shot here. It's important to note that I flip my camera around so that if he decides that he wants to roll or slide into that cover, then I'm able to peek out of cover and get a good shot on him, possibly one-shot him and solve all my problems. The Hoffman played this really well. He went wide enough to where I couldn't get a one-shot, and if I went out of cover, he would have an easy time downing me. At this point, I've nullified his advantage. He's not going to be able to move to his left, my right, because I'm holding that right hand advantage and I can get a really easy shot off on him if he comes that way. So I'm in cover, I'm safe, and I'm feeling really good about this fight right now. So I saw that he slid into cover and that his body was facing the wrong way, so I'm able to sneak in and get a quick shot off on him. I didn't do as much damage as I would have liked, so I rolled out to make sure that I wasn't going to get one shot because I still had just a bit of damage on me. And so I rolled back. So I messed up and my roll took me further than I wanted to, but the Hoffman backed out of cover, which allowed me to cross that gap that I created for myself without any danger, and we both reached the cover at the same time. And the advantage is still mine at this point because he has damage and I don't, so I'm able to just get an easy down on him and finish off the kill. On this clip, I definitely made a mistake. I thought that the three enemies were back at spawn, and he surprised me by being around that pillar. He missed his shot and allowed me to get away, and I'm using this cover here to my advantage. Rule of thumb, don't go around blind corners, especially without a shotgun. You get yourself into bad situations like this. There's absolutely no reason for me to go that direction as opposed to wrap around and make sure that there was no one there. As I'm rolling, I take out my shotgun, and that is an important skill to master. If you're sliding into cover or rolling, you should be able to switch to the weapon that you need for any given situation. So I started off with a bounce to the right as opposed to the left because he was in the cubbyhole and the bounce to the right gave him a harder angle to get to. And then the roll was an accident, so just know that my movement is not perfect, but it got me past the cover and I was able to slide in the back side of the cover and basically reset the fight at this point. So I made a slight mistake here. I had assumed that he was going to push his right hand advantage, so I moved to my right just to make sure that he wasn't able to get any cheeky shots off. But once I had made it to that side of the cover, I probably should have stayed there and got a shot off or whatever, but I swapped back and he was able to slide in and get another shot off on me, do more damage. But at this point, I know that he's looking for any 1v1 advantage that he has, so I assume he's going to push me and I'm able to shoot him as he comes out of the cover. So this clip is a little bit different because it's not about the shotgun fight, it's about resetting. But it's resetting to just a stronger position and knowing that sometimes you just can't win a shotgun fight. So sometimes you gotta back out, and that's okay. This is the beginning of a round on Foundation, so I'm running through the middle and I'm trying to count how many guys they have over there, and that's going to inform where I should be going at this point, whether I can fight for nades or if I need to cut into boom shot or even just back out. I didn't see that there were 4 there, I only saw the first 3, so I made the wrong decision to keep going in and heading towards Boom. So my poor movement here really delayed my rush, and I ended up also missing the shot on the Anya, so I wasn't really having a great opening here, and I saw that there were 2 more cog coming in, so I decided that I needed to just leave and fight another day. My original plan was to pull out the shotgun and hold that entryway to help win the drop shot, because the drop shot is so important on this map. And the nade came in, so I had to roll back further, and because I was so far away, my shotgun wasn't going to be super helpful, and I pulled out my Lancer to help finish out the enemy push. This clip looks a little bit funny, but it uses one of the more lesser known movement tips, and that is when you're on a shotgun fight, you can absolutely move back and forth on the cover as opposed to getting off the cover, and it really helped me get a kill here. So as you can see, this is the King of the Hill match, and because I'm in the hill and there's no one in front of where I was looking, I need to turn around just to double check that no one's coming into the hill from behind me. Turns out there was, and I'm lucky that he didn't kill me on this first shot. Usually you would probably try to step off the cover and have a normal shotgun fight, but the animation time between being in cover and standing up is probably just a little too long, and you're too stationary at that point, and it's too predictable of where you're going to be, that the second shot would be way too easy for him to hit. So I just moved back and forth across the cover trying to get him to miss. He ends up missing, and he ends up right in front of the tip of my gun, where the new shotgun, since the March update, is where the bullet originates from, and I'm able to get a kill really easily. I like this clip a lot because it really shows that wall bouncing doesn't require you to be super crazy and wall bounce 50 times in order to get a kill. It's really just about well-timed wall bounces that make people miss their shots. So I probably shouldn't have stepped out to meet him in the middle of the battlefield and just shot him back from using my cover, but I was a little aggressive here and I paid the price. He ends up actually landing the first shot on me, so I have to try and avoid his next couple shots. So as you play a lot of Gears of War, you end up really understanding and internalizing how fast someone can fire a shotgun, and generally people try to fire the shotgun as soon as they are able to. So I know that when I take the first damage, I'm able to sit there and try to line up a shot of my own before I have to move, and in fact it's better that way, because if you move too early, then it becomes way too predictable about where you're going to end up. Because of where he ended up, I'm not going to be able to really reset this fight very easily. Like, there's nowhere for me to really go at this point other than to try to get close and one-shot him with a kill. Luckily, he sort of stopped looking at me, and I'm able to slide in and pull off that one shot that I needed. That does it for this tutorial. If you need me to clarify anything I said or have any requests for tutorials in the future, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on Split Couch Games.